Water, earth, fire, air. Long ago, a TV show amazed millions. Then, everything changed when I found out my friends hadn't seen it. Only Netflix, master of all forms of streaming, could help them. And when we needed it most, it added all 3 seasons. Not even 100 seconds had passed before I convinced my friends to start it. And although their binge-watching skills are great, they have a lot to go before they've completed the entire show. But I believe that they are going to love it. Welcome to the podcast where Olivia and I are convincing these two to watch Avatar: The Last Airbender for the first time.
Say the line, Jarron.
Who the gosh darn heck are we?
I'm Daniel Hudson.
I'm Nora Jones.
I'm Olivia Weeks.
I'm Matt Davidson.
Sure. And we have a special guest today.
Oh, hi. I'm Kale.
Welcome, Kale.
Welcome, Kale.
Best superfood.
Yeah. I
So,
could totally be a VeggieTales character, but that's not what we're talking about.
yeah, we could do a VeggieTales podcast.
We're doing Steven Universe first before we do anything else.
That's,
I've never seen
that's
that.
what you keep saying.
That's not true. I've seen a few episodes.
Anyway,
Ellington showed me a few episodes. Anyway.
Oh, we should get Ellington on the show. Anyway, Kale, who are you? What do you do?
What?
What do you do? What's?
Let's see. I am 18. I watched Avatar as a child. It's always been one of my favorite shows. Let's see.
Naturally.
I do theater. That's what my major is, in collage. And I just started working at a place.
Cool. Now, Kale
So
is
I'm very tired. Because I haven't had a job in over a year, and I'm not used to it.
Yeah.
You're lucky to have a job right now.
So Kale and I were discussing recently Avatar: The Last Airbender, amongst memes and other things. I had offered to her to join our little show we have going on here because I know she was a fan of it and thought she would offer up some valuable insight because she already knew me, Nora, and Olivia, but she does not know you, Daniel, obviously, and I probably shouldn't speak for her. Because I'm a good boy.
No,
somewhat.
I mean, I don't know what information is valuable, so, like, if you know something, so, okay. I mean, I can start from the very beginning.
We cover 3 episodes at a time.
So, Gail, you're guesting on a pretty good episode to jump in because we just finished up book 1.
Secret Tunnel!
Olivia's excited.
Yes! I
Yeah, so
freaking love that episode.
I'm excited.
It's
book
one of my
2,
favorite episodes.
and
Mine too.
yeah, we started book 2 and we just covered the first 3 episodes.
Yes, I
For the
watched
sake
them.
of anybody listening, the 3 episodes are The Avatar State, The Cave of Two Lovers, and Return to Omashu. And I think there will be a definitive favorite in the room.
Are you kidding? There's no competition. There's a little competition, but
I mean, they were all good.
just a
But,
little
like,
competition.
the secret tunnel was like...
Are
I
you-
died. I laughed so hard.
See,
Y'all
okay.
sang, before I watched that, y'all were singing something about secret tunnel, and I just, Priyush was like, okay, and just, ignored it. I get it now. I get it. It was beautiful.
She gets it.
It was really a great moment. I laughed really hard. I also laughed at that moment when they said, well, maybe we should do it Appa's way, and then they, fly towards the fireballs of Doom. I also thought that was really funny. That was my favorite episode by far.
Honestly.
But we're not talking about that episode yet. But
Not yet.
Not yet.
We try to
That
go
was
in
my
over
favorite
here. So we'll start off with the season opener, The Avatar State. In this episode, Aang tries to enter the Avatar State in the hopes that it'll help him defeat the Fire Lord, and Zuko gets a message from his sister telling him it's time to come home. Perhaps.
Her.
Perhaps.
Azula Queen.
Azula Queen, yes.
So
Okay,
Princess.
my thoughts on this episode, just to put them out there. I hate the man. I don't even
In
remember
general,
how much I don't like him. Because it's like he's just like, oh, well, if he can go into that avatar state, then he can do whatever he wants. But, like, it's obviously a defense mechanism, so that's just...
yeah, the guy who's never seen
Like,
it
I understand
still
why.
definitely knows that.
I understand the reason,
I do, too.
but, like,
You
it-
can't,
the
like,
thing,
force it.
right? And I mean, even it wasn't just like for Aang's sake either, because it's like you're not going to save any lives anyway if you're dead. It's just like you have to do it the right way, not just because, of your own safety, but also for the safety of everyone else. Because he was like, people are dying every day, but he couldn't save anyone if he's dead.
Also, in the unaired pilot episode,
the what?
there's a scene where, like, when Aang is fighting Zuko, Aang forces himself in the avatar state by jumping off a cliff so that he goes into it. So I think maybe they might have done this episode as like a tribute to the pilot, where they're trying to force him into it.
I think it was also a good episode to have right after the series or the season finale, where he wasted an entire fleet just to
Yeah.
keep the nitpickers in check. Like, this is why he doesn't go God mode every episode.
Yeah, it transitioned very, very well.
Oh, the animation really, she really went from great to out of this world. Like,
Yeah,
she really popped off, sis. She really did. I was impressed.
Yeah, they were given, a pretty sizable break in between last season and this one. I think they had about another half year because this season was in production when season 1 was airing.
Okay.
So they had a good amount of time to really fine tune the animation, and yeah, it was a jump.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Looks solid.
Yeah, Uncle Iroh, I don't know. His new animation, he just looks refreshed. I know they just went through, like, everything.
He's glowing.
And he just, basically betrayed the Fire Kingdom again, but he was glowing. Like, he was in his prime. I don't care.
He must be pregnant.
It was on the watch. Like, that's what did it for me.
Please don't get her started.
Let's move on.
Not the Iroh and Appa baby.
Let's keep
Kale,
going.
you hadn't told Kale. Kale, guess
Yes?
who Nora shipped one time?
Iroh and Appa?
No, listen, platonically.
Okay, yeah, I get that.
She didn't say that, though. She was just like, I ship Iroh and Appa for like 10 seconds. And Daniel was like, and she's like, platonically, though.
That is beautiful.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
hang
so
on.
from
Totally
now on,
beautiful.
the rule
Even
is
though Appa and
specify
Momo
your
are
platonic up-
obviously.
Oh,
All I want is one episode without ships.
They're honestly endgame.
Yeah.
No, Nora, you would be the person who's just like, I ship Katara and Sokka. And then, like, 10 seconds later, but as siblings.
That's basically what she did. She left us just hanging there, and then she went, platonically, though.
I feel like she said it first to read the room, and then when she found out it was not accepted, she backtracked.
She had
like
to
a
think
coward.
about it. She had to think about it, and then she was like, it's not receptive.
well, like, when I said it, I didn't think of them as, like, canoodling, like you people. And I just thought, I ship it. And I was like, and I was like, I think in my mind I meant platonically. And because I didn't want that. Yeah.
Or like you wanted there to be an episode where it was just the two of them hanging out.
Yes.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
That would be a beautiful episode.
If we're on the topic of ships, I can give my ships.
Why don't we save that?
Let's save it for the second episode.
We've
Okay.
certainly gotten off onto a tangent pretty quickly.
Okay, sorry, my bad.
But yeah, so the Avatar state. Anyway, this is our first proper introduction to Azula. You got a tease of her last season.
Yeah. And she was scary enough back then, and she's scary now.
No, she's a queen. I love her.
She's a princess.
I was a girl.
She is indeed a princess.
I like her a lot.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting to like her because I was thinking, oh no, here comes another villain. But she's a boss. She's a
Is
queen.
this the episode where she's like, tell me, General, do the tides command blah 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 blah?
Yes, it is.
I love it.
Well, maybe you should spend less time worrying about the tides that have already made up your mind about killing you, and worry about me, who's still mulling it over.
I love her. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's
Oh,
cool.
man.
She's a cool villain.
She's just so clever.
But listen, I also think she's gonna be pulled to the good side, like I think my friend Zuko will be, which is proving to be true. It's proving to be true. My theory
Okay.
is coming true.
Okay, Nora
We
also
got
has a working theory that
now.
she has a working theory that Zuko is going to redeem himself and be a teddy bear, in her own words.
A teddy bear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
This,
Iroh is.
This grocery store brand Diet Mountain Dew is delectable. It's hitting the spot.
Okay.
It's-
Better than
a
white
donut.
JT.
It's what?
Better than what?
Better than white JT. No, we're not on that episode.
Oh, we're not on that one yet.
I was about to say.
So
I laughed so hard. Like I forgot about that. I love that part, but I forgot about it. There's so much I've forgotten.
I didn't even hear what he said until he was like, "Wait, we're not on that episode," and then it hit me, and I was like, "Oh no!"
So on the episode we're trying to talk about. Yeah, Azula. They gave her a real badass introduction.
Mm-hmm.
And they let you know up front that her fire is blue and she shoots lightning bolts.
Yeah.
She is in charge.
Lightning.
Charge.
I thought you intended that.
Like the Apple Power connector. I get it.
When you said that, I was like, "Why are you laughing?"
I got it.
I'm slow, y'all. It takes
Yeah,
me a little bit.
if we're on Azula, we can talk about the Azula half of the episode.
Please.
She is cool. I like her.
She's
Honest-
really cool.
I didn't really like Azula when I was little, but when I rewatched it, I love her. I really do. I think she's got an interesting character.
Oh, well, I was watching these 3 episodes, and I hadn't seen my mom all day, but so she like walked in and I told her that she could watch the show with me, and I kind of like explained the plot to her. I thought it was really interesting to hear her opinions. Like in the middle of it, she did not like Azula at all. Like she was like, she needs to go away. She's in the way. She was like, she's in the way of the plot. I guess
You
she
see,
didn't like.
I
like
feel like I
the-
liked Azula more when I was a kid watching it.
Yeah.
And I guess now watching it like as a quote unquote adult, I'm like girl, you're like what, 13? Go back to the bed. Like just go. Like
For me,
I don't
Azula
know.
has always been fun to hate.
I like her.
yeah. She's
I
very fun
love-
to hate.
Hateable
It
character.
shows more about her that she's like 13 years old and she's commanding these grown men around.
Yeah, I mean that is like really
I
a really
thought
fun
she was
dynamic.
supposed to be older than Zuko.
No,
like a year.
The younger
she's
sister.
his youngest.
Okay.
That sucks. Poor Zuko. That sucks.
Poor Zuzu.
Yeah.
I did not know that. Wow.
No, she's like 13.
Yeah, she's like more Katara Aang's age than.
Oh, is she going to be a foil for Katara?
Right now, she's more of a foil for Zuko. I think
There.
this episode does a really good job of highlighting their differences. Because we saw in the first season Zuko starting to be a better person to his crew before
Yeah.
Zhao commandeered them.
Yeah.
And then you have this episode where Azula's like, if you don't do what I say right now, Mother Nature be damned, I will murder you.
Yeah, she's stone cold.
She's a queen. Like, honestly. Like, she's
Yeah,
scary.
she's like a
and
terrorist and a war criminal, but you know.
That's what I'm saying.
I want her to become good. Like, I don't I don't know how I feel because I don't like her because she's mean, but at the same time I respect her.
Yeah.
Like her character.
That's
Yeah,
like the point of her, I guess.
She's cool.
Like yeah, I mean, there's a difference between liking someone's personality and liking their character.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's like you don't like her morally and you don't like, you know, what she chooses to be, but you love how she chooses to be it.
Yeah, like if someone's
She
gonna
living
be
her
a
best life.
villain, if someone's gonna be a villain, she's doing it. She's doing a
She's
good
doing
job.
it.
Like
Yeah.
she's doing something.
And I love the
More
way
than I can say.
she's like internalized the idea of Iroh being a traitor, because
Mm-hmm.
with Zuko, she took a more manipulative route with him. Oh, with Iroh, she was not having anything he had to say.
Yeah.
She's adamant about it.
Once again, Iroh proves that he has like a whole lot of hidden power.
I love him.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, I think that also shows like how smart Azula is because she's playing to the different things that she knows she can manipulate about
Yeah.
each person.
Yeah. She's able to effectively push Zuko's buttons this episode, or Zuzu's buttons this episode.
Yeah. Don't call me that.
Can we? Why are all the guards or just some like army officials not as smart as the 13 and 14-year-olds? He's like, yes, we're taking the prisoners back.
It's
Because they're
stormtrooper
side
logic.
characters.
It's stormtrooper
It's
logic.
because it's a kids show, so the adults are dumb and stupid, and the kids are good.
That's Persona 5.
Also, like, that's why they're just guards.
Yeah.
You know, like, if they were generals and, like, you know, higher up, like, they would have
Well,
Yeah,
I
they're
know
had the
just a
smarts to
little
get
bit
there.
General Kong ain't the smartest cookie.
No.
That is true. But, like, if they were the ones leading the army, they would have more sense than just the random guards.
Well, General Zhang didn't have plot armor like the rest of them, so he could be stupid, so they could get rid of him.
General Zhao.
Zhao.
Idiot.
Sorry. See?
Jeez.
Dang.
Sorry.
So forgettable.
See, he was too forgettable. I never knew his name. I really did.
Well,
I never knew his name. Always had to ask it. Y'all can go back and listen to the podcast. And always had
Zhao.
Zhao.
to Zhao.
Zhao.
I mean, his name is hard to say, you know? General Joe. General...
He got drowned anyway. He's
Just
gone. He's gone. You know.
He's gone. Paint the fingernails. He's gone.
Paint the finger.
He's.
Kale, it's an inside joke where that Olivia started.
Nora started.
Correct.
Oh, Nora started it, yeah.
Correction.
I mean, is it just like whenever you would use the painting fingernails emoji, you're just
they
like,
have a thing
There you go.
where they say,
Send it.
Well, I told Olivia one night because I was bored. I was like, Olivia, I need you to send Jarron this emoji repeatedly without saying anything.
that's beautiful.
I know, it was really good.
Okay.
And I send Jared B's Turger, and just like it's a fun time. We're all just torturing Jared.
Yeah.
that's how my life is in general, so
Oh, no. We love you.
Honey.
Love you, buddy.
Don't make
It's
it
okay.
dark, man. Don't make it dark.
no, I don't want to be dark. I
I'm
don't,
just kidding.
I don't want to be like Zuko. I want to be like good teddy bear Zuko.
He's what Zuko.
I
will be.
love Zuko.
Me too. I love Zuko.
He's my favorite character, honestly.
Honestly, I mean, he was always one of mine, but I always wanted to be Sokka, and so like,
You
Also
would.
love Sokka.
yeah.
Yeah, Zuko had a rough go of it this episode, realizing his dad doesn't want him back.
That
Yeah.
was sad.
And
Big
now he
sad.
is officially left the Fire Nation.
Hey, is this the one? Did either of you get that?
What?
What?
I'm talking about Kale and Dan. Is this the one where they like?
Yeah, this is where they cut their hair.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I
Yeah.
didn't like
Snip, snip.
say it. And
I
then
thought
be
you were just stretching.
I
Like,
had a question about that.
I know. I have a fact.
Is that a ceremonial thing to do?
Oh, that's my fact.
Okay.
Okay, so
Give us the facts.
cutting off like your hair is showing that you're like cutting off ties with everything, and like also the hair that wasn't around his like top knot and stuff was also a sign of like dishonor. And so when they cut like the top knots off, it showed that they were like leaving everything behind.
Okay, so that's why Zuko looked like George Costanza when he cut off the top knot.
and I mean, also it helped them not to be recognized as Fire Nation people.
Ooh, we should do a
You know, that
Seinfeld.
was a lesser thing.
Yeah, I figured it was a ceremonial thing, but
Yeah,
if
I
not, then
figured.
I figured it was a disguise. But it seemed pretty ceremonial, so
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was just showing that they were like cutting all ties and just leaving everything behind.
I think and then don't quote me on this, I could be wrong. In like Japanese culture, cutting your hair is like a sign of moving on and moving forward.
Yeah, and the Fire Nation are heavily influenced by Japanese.
Yeah, they look like samurai, their armor and stuff.
And also,
Alright, so I'm writing that down
uh,
to quote you on that, but
also there's like a thing about like cutting your long hair cuts your status too.
It's like
Huh.
Samson.
Yeah,
It's
so it shows.
biblical.
Yeah, they're just cutting their ties away from the Fire Nation. They're moving on.
Moving on.
Yeah. And on the Aang side of things,
Oh yeah, Aang's in this
he's been
episode.
having nightmares.
oh yeah, Aang's
I'm-
in the episode The
I'm
Avatar
just
State.
saying, we were talking about Zuko and Azula. I'm just saying.
this was a
Oh,
good
yeah.
episode.
This was pretty solid, yeah.
It's a good episode, yeah.
Yeah.
These 3 episodes, I've said it before, but these 3 are now my favorite set of 3. And also,
Well, just wait
Just
until we
change-
get to book 3.
He's gonna
Like-
keep changing them this whole season. I'm telling you.
but listen, my favorite episode so far is in this set. I mean, y'all know probably which, but
Yeah.
yeah, so
Yeah.
far. That's my
Wait
favorite.
until she watches Tales of Ba Sing Se.
My favorite is the
Don't
Ember
give
Island
a
players,
think
but
about
like,
what's coming.
Okay,
Don't
let's talk
give
about
a
Aang.
think about the future episodes, Olivia.
I didn't say. I said the name of the episode.
Olivia keeps
Okay.
trying to spoil the series.
I'm not.
I personally like
Just
the
mention
one
the name
where
I'm
Jerry, George, Elaine, Kramer run into the soup Nazi. I like that one. That's my favorite episode.
I like the one where they go to prison.
We should totally do a Seinfeld episode.
Oh, before we get to that, the only other thing I had to say about the Avatar state, we covered a little bit about the ethics side about it already, but the fight at the end,
So good.
So good.
Very
they
good.
got their mileage out of big stone circles with square holes in them.
They
Like, I
sure
don't think
did.
there was anything else they could do with that.
I love how even in their most serious moments with some of those combat scenes, they can still manage to find comedy. Like I laughed when Aang jumped in and he fit the form of the square and he just like froze. That wasn't like a big moment or a big laugh, but it was a little chuckle. And I like how they do that. I think it's clever. I think it keeps it kind of lighthearted when there's dark subject matters, like literally.
And it was dark. with
Yeah.
Katara almost being suffocated to death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, Aang pleading for his friend's life, tears in his eyes.
That
It's a
triggered
little
my empathy meter. It was like,
Right.
oh no, little boy.
I cry when Aang
Bad.
much. And really, really important info dump on the Avatar state as well. It's not just a push here to win button. It's super vulnerable.
Yeah.
Sudden death.
I was not expecting that news. I just thought this whole time, well, no big deal if he dies. It's just like, just kidding, guys. I'm back.
No, they had Avatar Roku explain.
20 years later, my reincarnation can fight.
Yeah. So that sucks.
It
So
does.
now-
Just one more reason
But
to be very
did
careful.
you get chills whenever he said that? Because I did.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even though I've seen it before, I got chills.
with just the line of avatars all fading away, and Roku just turns to
Oh, yes.
I
Solid.
didn't get chills. I just went, oh, well, that's an issue.
you're just like
You would.
you're
How
just like,
in
oh, well,
character.
you put together a PowerPoint presentation for Aang. That was nice.
Yeah, that was good. A+. Good job. Good.
So, I only had one other note. Good on Sokka for one-shotting an Earthbender general.
Yes.
Sokka
That
has
was
really
a
been
great
stepping up. Like my
my
boy.
God.
Like
I love
The balls
Sokka.
on that man to walk up with an ostrich horse, one-shot their boss, and then turn to all the other Earthbenders and just go, "Got a problem?"
I loved that part. Just like, any of you have a problem with that? And they're all like, no.
no.
It's
I
kind of a-
loved it.
Sokka is just such a good balance between everything. I
I really liked earlier in the episode and later, like when Aang says like trying to force the Avatar state is something he wants to do, Sokka, defends it like it's a good idea. And later he doesn't fight it when Aang decides to
Yeah.
stop doing it. He just, I feel like that's just representation of Sokka didn't really care one way or the other, but he was going to support Aang no matter what.
yeah.
Whereas Katara just realized this is kind of a bad idea. Kind of feels like we're cheating.
Yeah.
And I don't think
I
giving
really-
caffeine helps.
I really saw the contrast. I mean, in many episodes, but I just remembered the contrast in this one of Katara and Sokka being lawful good and chaotic good.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Because, like, it's very much like Katara's like, no, there's a certain way that we can do this to be right and good. And then Sokka's like, well, I mean, we have, like, what we're trying to do, like, no matter how we do it, as long as we do it somehow, is still good. But
Like at this point, it's they completed their main goal from the last season, get to the North Pole, so there's not like a pressing need to go anywhere. So Sokka's just like, the sooner Ozai is taken out, the better, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm down with whatever gets us closer to that goal.
yeah,
Well, I think that's the thing about season 1. They had a clear objective on where to go, and it had a concise, point A to point B arc with stops along the way. Obviously, it felt like a road trip of sorts. I love road trip stories where characters are constantly going, stopping places and meeting other characters. I don't know what the goal, the story arc of this season will be. I'm curious to see.
Outside of getting an offender.
Well, yeah,
The title of book 2, Earth.
that's
gives
right.
it away.
Yeah. Why am I holding this pencil?
well, I mean,
don't know.
also they spend a lot of time in the Earth Kingdom. I mean,
Wait. Book
You're
2
spoiling
called-
it.
Wait,
Yeah.
book 2 is called Earth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, was book 1 called Water?
Did you not see the title
Guess
screen
what
for?
book 3 is called? Spoiler alert. Guess what book 3 is called?
There's one of two options.
I was sitting here thinking, wait, why is it called Earth? Because there's 4 elements. Like, then there's only 3 seasons. And then I realized, oh, he's an airbender. He's the last one. That's
I'm not just a Time Lord. I'm the last of the Time Lords.
Oh my gosh.
Well, anyway,
that's so clever. I was wondering why there were so many Earth Kingdom episodes in these
Yeah.
instead of 3. I was
now
thinking it was just
you're-
'cause they didn't
you're
do
caught
much.
up with reading the title screens.
Sorry,
You never cease to amaze.
I really didn't read that. I didn't catch that one. My bad. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Next
Well-
episode, please.
Now that we've blown Nora's mind,
Can I do
let's
it?
go to the next episode.
Secret tunnel. Secret tunnel.
So, short description of this episode: The Cave of Two Lovers. Secret tunnel.
Secret tunnel.
Secret tunnel.
Or rather, I
The
texted
mountains.
Olivia after I
I
watched
was
this episode.
just about to do it. Hang on. Hang on.
As soon as I finished it,
Guys, it's such a good episode.
Yep.
No, what's
It's my
the thing that
favorite.
you
It's
said?
my favorite so far. It is so good.
I said I'd rather kiss you than die. It's a compliment.
Katara was literally like, "What if we kissed in the secret tunnel?"
That's exactly what I sent Olivia.
Just kidding.
never-
Unless.
Unless
Unless.
Oh my god.
with the emojis and everything.
I just love how at the beginning, like, he was just all blushing over Katara, and then he's just like, oh yeah,
Listen.
I definitely wouldn't want to kiss you.
We
No
were
way!
all
No way.
we were all 12 once.
And
We
was
were-
just being a tsundere.
I just want everyone to agree with me. They totally kissed.
Oh yeah.
Obviously.
There's no
Oh my
disputing.
gosh, wait.
No.
Like I said, no.
No.
Listen. They kissed. I was watching it with my mom, and she went, I don't think they kissed. And I went,
We need to get your mom on an
It
episode.
was
lit up.
obvious.
And I said, that's why the cave lit up. And she went, I don't remember her reason. I'll have to ask
No.
her.
The cave lit up because it got dark.
Yeah.
They totally kissed.
Listen,
Wait, I
we
thought
were
they-
all
Wait, I thought the cave lit up because they kissed.
Because
Well,
the words read like, love something in the dark lights the way. And they thought they had to like kiss to make
It
the
really was
path light
not
up.
the light.
Well, it didn't
and
light
green
up
lights.
till they were kissing, so I feel like they had to kiss to make it go.
Yep. But you don't know if they actually kissed because the lights went out.
Of
I mean,
course
they
you know
definitely did.
actually
They
They definitely did.
kissed.
There's no way they didn't.
I don't think Nora sees where we're going.
Period. They kissed.
They did kiss. I'm a firm
What do
believer.
you mean I don't see where you're going?
Like they didn't have to kiss for the path to light up.
Yeah, because they said it was just because, like, they
That's
turned the lights out to find each other by the crystals. So
Mhm.
it was like, the lovers in the legend couldn't have kissed to light up the crystals because that was how they found each other.
Yeah.
They just
I
like
think they just wanted to.
Yeah, but Aang and Katara definitely did kiss.
Yeah.
yeah.
They just didn't
Well-
have to light up the crystals.
No, that's stupid. I'm gonna say that they had to kiss. to light up the crystals.
Nora's
Is
like,
this your hot take of the week?
Right, the show.
but I think it's this.
This is
It's,
why
it's
me and
like
Nora.
bar meme. It's like, this is brilliant, but
But I like this.
I like my way. My way. My way.
Or the high.
Her way or the highway. Or you're walking.
Way too.
Fingernail
Also-
emoji.
What did we think about the hey, are you cave people? No,
People.
River
we're just
people?
people.
River people. Yeah.
The
Those
Nomads in
guys,
this episode.
those like weird stoner.
Right?
Can I say they were
What did
stoners?
you say?
What did
Stoner?
you say?
I said stoner.
Okay, I did not hear
not-
stoner. Sorry.
Did not
Um,
hear stoner. Did not hear stoner.
They were definitely the hippie type.
Yeah. I was shocked because I didn't hear stoner.
I did
Let's
not
keep
either.
going.
I did not either.
They
But
were-
yeah, no, those people are.
They look like they consume the weed.
the Mary
It's
Jane.
just-
Mary Jane. We said the same thing, Olivia. We said Mary Jane.
Yeah, those nomads. You know,
No,
Yeah.
man.
Chong and the gang.
they're
Wait. His name was Chong, right?
Yeah.
They were always the
was that a
most-
reference to Cheech and
Probably.
nice?
but they were always the most relatable characters in the show to me.
Yeah.
But also I was relating also to Sokka in that episode. You know, it's like I'm the one who face palms myself.
Oh,
Yeah.
and Nora, what you said in the last episode, where you were like, Sokka's so resourceful, it comes into play in this episode.
It really
does.
does.
And they use the
Yeah.
badge rolls to get out.
Tell you, Sokka is great. He really is.
He's an icon.
He's got a lot of great ideas.
He
Sokka
does.
for
He's a
president.
good thinker, yeah.
Sokka for president.
Sokka for president.
I mean, am I
I'll vote
wrong?
for him. He's got my vote.
He's got mine too.
Me too. Let's
Me
go, Sokka.
too.
Alright. Well,
I also enjoyed Secret Tunnel Reprise, which was I remember the rest of the song.
Yes!
Death.
And
and
die.
Good
um,
episode, great episode.
so much good music. And poor Appa.
Honestly, I wish all of those songs were on Spotify.
Appa got Appa again. Appa had a hard time.
Oh, Kale!
If only Iroh were there.
No! Don't.
Appa's
Never,
being underground. The poor fella.
I should have
Appa
never
was-
taught Nora that word.
Appa was not having the time of his life, sis. He really was struggling. He didn't want to be enclosed. He wanted to be free. He wanted to spread his little bill or whatever his flappy thing is behind him and fly.
His-
Wait! A bill is like a mouth, like a duck.
Like his tail.
Like a
I'm
tail,
just a bill.
like a
It's
tail.
Sitting
that
here on
long thing.
Capitol Hill.
Oh boy!
Like a tail.
flapper. A flapper.
Like a beaver tail.
Yeah.
Yeah, his tail. That's what it's called, a tail.
Or just feel like
No,
that tail thing on his back.
no, it's not a tail. Tails are.
It is a tail.
No, tails are more taily. His is like.
His is more like a beaver tail.
No,
Is
it
a
was,
beaver tail not a tail?
No, it's a flapper. I need y'all to see the hand motion I'm doing right now.
I can see it.
It's more like this.
Tails are like this horizontal wave.
Not
He's
all the
like
way.
up and
They're
down.
vertical tails.
Bold of you to assume that all tails go horizontally.
Beaver tails go up and down.
Well, his is
So Appa's tail anatomy aside,
Let's go back to talking about Chong and the stoners.
Just call them nomads.
you need to enunciate that word, my friend.
You're gonna have to give him subtitles again.
I'm a nomad too. Really?
The
Me?
nomads. Can you guys hear me now?
we can hear you, Darren.
Okay,
I
good.
think
As well as a
I think
windstorm.
I just heard Daniel or Jarron just sobbing. It was really funny. I don't know which one of you it was. But
Okay, back to Chong and the stoners, the drug boys. The wacky weed. The marijuana.
So, I don't have too much to say about Chong. I do have a bit of a confession. This
Yeah.
episode confused the heck out of me as a kid.
Uh-huh.
And, well, it wasn't really the episode, it was the episode preview. Because in the preview, it shows a quick clip of Sokka, like, throwing the candle around to scare the wolf bats.
Yeah.
But in the half-second clip they showed, I couldn't make out it was a candle. So little kid me was just like, why is Sokka firebending?
Aww.
When did that happen?
If Sokka were a firebender, that would change the entire show.
It would. That was like, so they just make him a firebender now?
Oh, Daniel.
What did I miss?
He unlocked like a secret.
I missed one
Spoiler
episode.
alert for book 3, Fire. I'm giving spoilers that aren't true, just to throw you off your rhythm.
Well, the thing was, my friend who was watching the show as it came out as well, like, he
Yeah.
thought the same thing, and we were like, so Sokka's gonna teach Aang firebending? Is that how that's gonna go?
Bruh!
Not believe y'all
Again,
thought
it would be a
And
totally
the
different
episode came
show.
out, and it was candles, and I was like, my fan theory, my first ever fan theory, it's dead.
that.
Did you write the fan fiction though?
Well, hey, that's
Welcome to
just
my
a theory.
A fan theory.
An avatar theory.
Welcome to my world, Daniel. It's hard. That's why I make every fan theory, so one of them can be right.
I don't remember your fan theory about Sokka being a firebender. I'm just gonna
No, that one
Oh.
I like though. I do like that one.
Oh! I still think you should have wrote the fan fiction, but I would have written it as a child.
Are we gonna keep going? Keep whispering.
Stop what
Jarron!
audio was.
say. Jarron, you sound like you
Demon
swallowed an
has
auto.
possessed you.
Did we
I feel bad now.
Aw.
I thought it was gonna be funny earlier, because about the drug guys. I was trying to.
It was
Be fun.
funny.
It
They
was.
were based on hippies, and they stereotype about hippies if they're stoners.
Because
They're
you guys wouldn't expect me to say the word stone, or
That's not
Stone.
why we were
Stone.
shocked.
not appropriate for a book titled Earth.
hey, there we go.
We weren't shocked because we didn't expect you to say stoners.
Let's keep going.
All right. Badger moles, also super cute, and they love music.
They were cool. I like them.
Big
I
badger mole.
Oh man.
I love the badger mole.
What? Oh, the badger moles. I thought you were talking about the wolf bat.
Yeah, the earthbending animals.
I thought
Good
you were talking
points.
about the wolf bats, and I was like, those things were freaky little demons. I don't know what you're talking about, but you're talking about the big fluffy lovables.
Yes.
Yeah.
They were
I
big.
love the earthbending noises.
Yes.
The
It's so good.
Now I'm going to just send that in text form now, just like earthbending noises.
earthbending noises. They're just so cool.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of love for earthbending in the past few episodes.
I love earthbending.
It's
Uh,
almost like it's book 2, Earth.
Earth.
Listen. Listen.
It's just, here's the thing, Kale. Nora was talking smack about earthbending early on into our podcast. I had to set the record
Nora.
straight.
She was like,
I-
earthbending is so boring.
I thought
And
I would want to be an earthbender the most.
Yes.
I always thought I would want to be an earthbender.
My friend, don't listen to me earlier on in the podcast.
Girl, I don't
You-
have the time anyway.
you
Well,
mean the
listen.
part about shipping Appa and Iroh? Don't listen
No,
to
I
that.
support that part.
Well, the way we have this scheduled, that one's coming out tomorrow, or well,
That
it's
hasn't
midnight,
been
so
out
technically
yet?
tomorrow would be Monday.
Monday.
No, I think all the bending is cool now. I've had more time to appreciate it. However, I although I think they're super awesome, I do think water bending is at the most disadvantage because it seems like there's never water anywhere, and Katara only can fight with that little water bottle, and she's a boss at it. But it would be better if there was an entire ocean, but there's not, and it's a problem.
Well, I mean, there are oceans, but never nearby.
Yeah, no.
So what you're saying is
Yeah.
there is no water in this air. What's
Can't
your
turn into a
excuse?
water
Out of
Godzilla in
muscle.
every episode.
She's like Aqualad trying to fight in Utah or something.
This is like a
The
really.
analogy.
Aqua. Wait, have you
I'm
watched
sorry
Young
if
Justice?
this isn't related enough, but I was thinking about how people are always said, like, you know, firebenders are the only ones that don't have to have a source there. Like, they don't have to have fire there to bend fire. But then I was just like, well, I mean, when you think about it, though, it's really just combusting the air.
Yeah.
Like, you know, they're heating things up. They're not really, like,
They're not
you know,
creating fire.
they're not creating anything. They're heating up and combusting what's already there. So they do have a source.
Well, then they should be able to pull water molecules out of the air.
Yeah, they should.
They
You mean like what
should.
Aang was doing in the
Show.
next episode? With freezing stuff with his breath?
Yeah.
Speaking
All right,
of
let's-
this episode, return to Omashu,
There we go.
Yeah.
or as it is now called, New Ozai.
Hang on, give me a second. Let me make sure of something before I say it.
Okay.
She's got a
Yeah,
fact
y'all
check.
can talk.
I'll just
I
do the quick-
I do have to fact check.
I'll just do the quick
I
summary.
literally- Sorry.
Daniel,
Yes,
is this
I
the
can do that.
return of Randall?
Olivia's taking Randall's place at the moment.
Yeah.
Anyway,
This is deep lore references.
What's happening?
so return to Omashu. In this episode, the gang returned to Omashu. Hey, but
Huh.
it's not the same as when they last left it.
No.
And I just gotta say,
Okay. I fact
wait a
checked,
second.
and Ty Lee is in this episode,
Yep, she
Yay!
sure is.
and I
Tylee and May.
love Ty Lee.
May is the best character so far.
I always wanted to be May, but like I always was Ty Lee.
I always
Like,
wanted
May
to.
was always so cool, but like I always get Ty Lee on all of the quizzes.
But wait, Daniel, what were you
always-
saying? Daniel, what were you saying?
Well, no, we're on the Tylee discussion now. We'll come back to me.
Oh, okay.
I always wanted to be Ty Lee. I would run around in a pink gymnast suit, and I'd be a contortionist when I grow up because I love Ty Lee, and I would like push myself into boxes.
You see,
Yeah.
I just felt May was more achievable to me because I was never a flexible child, and I also didn't like being girly at all. Just like, so I was just like, I could run around throwing daggers.
It seems as if we've come to my main ship of the 3 episodes. And,
Is it May and Ty Lee?
No.
Yeah, or it's
I
any-
hate you.
I can't believe she just did that.
or it's literally any of those.
But
three
can you not put it? But like, I mean, is it? You know, would you put it past her to do so?
I'm sorry, they're all just so powerful and like queens, and they just.
I wouldn't put it past
Okay.
her because she just did it,
I,
but no.
I put nothing past her after the incident.
can I just say, I feel like ranked from, like, between those three, ranked from most to least likely to be lesbian, it would be
May.
Azula, then Ty Lee, then May.
Well, honestly, my original ship was Azula and Tylee. I just like
May?
any 3 of them
I
together.
feel like
Oh
Azula's a
man,
lesbian.
talk about a toxic
No,
relationship.
May is bi.
Oh, that's true. Well, listen, I think you.
That's
could,
true, but I feel like Azula's a lesbian.
I think you could.
I have
mix and
no.
match any of those 3 relationships. I ship any of them together.
I feel
like
like to
all of
me it's Azula, May, and then Ty Lee.
Wasn't there like a little tease of May and Zuko?
She
A
blushed.
little smile.
Oh
Yeah.
Yeah.
no, she
Oh, would it
smiled,
be
that's what it
interesting to
was.
see Zuko again? You know.
The first time she smiles. is hearing Zuko's name.
Yeah.
Aw.
I love her
Interesting
first
fact.
line. She's like, words can't fathom my hatred of this place. I'm like, I like this. I can support
There's
this.
like immediate identification.
Y'all should be proud of me though, because that little set was my only shipment of the 3 episodes,
Except for the one where like a ship is starting to become blatantly canon.
No. There is another ship that wasn't made by me, but by
Oh.
Mama Jones,
Okay, Mama Jones.
without having to say anything. Because I was saying,
So this shipping business is a family.
It's a family.
It's inherited. It's genetic.
Because I was saying, because I had a teacher, the art of shipping, and I was saying like, yeah, I like Aang and Katara, but I like to try to ship every other character possible with each other. And so she was watching, and then she said, I shipped the 2 creatures, and I was like, Momo and Appa, and she was like, yeah, yes. And then it cut to the next scene where Momo was sitting on top of Appa's head, and she went, see, they're already.
Okay, when that scene happened, I was wondering what's Nora gonna think of this.
It was.
I thought you were gonna
it was
say
Mama Jones. It was Mama Jones.
I thought you were gonna say Sokka and Chong from the because I
Sokka
want them to
is
be in a buddy
in a
cop
week.
movie.
He
That's
would
what I
not
want.
handle that relationship well.
Wait,
Chong's like an adult
can
and
we go?
married.
Can we
and
go back
married.
to the Ty Lee discussion, because I want to
Yes.
talk about how awesome she is, because she's a freaking chi blocker.
Yeah.
She goes, and they can't bend. Nobody agrees with me except Kale, and they're just like,
No,
I think
I
she's
agree.
cool.
I think
Chi blockers are cool.
I
chi
think,
blockers are awesome.
I think I liked watching her just, we only saw it for a second, perform her act with literal fire under her and
And all the
Oh,
animals.
all
Azula
the
is
animals.
cool, manipulative.
Ugh, that was also when I hated Azula. I'm like, stop
Okay.
doing that to my girl.
I hate that scene where she's just like, she's trying to convince her, and she's like, oh, okay, I guess so, and then she like kind of forces her to go with her.
Yeah.
Azula is not above manipulating anyone, including a family who just lost their baby.
I love the baby.
Oh my gosh, Tom Tom!
Sometimes
Tom Tom is the cutest.
it's just like, he's gonna grow up to be a killer. And
This
Tom-
is like the face of a killer to you.
I love how Sokka like sort of started being like a dad a little bit. He was like that baby was growing on him, and he was just like, I like this.
And the fact that Aang still returned the baby.
Yeah.
Aang is
yes.
such a good boy.
Because they're good guys.
No, of course he returned it.
Okay,
Well, like,
so
they didn't have to. They
I feel
like set them up, but
like if you're a protagonist, you kind of have to not kidnap the baby.
That is one of the requirements.
Unless you're the Mandalorian.
Well, I don't remember Aang being the Mandalorian.
well, technically they did not
making a
kidnap
quip.
that baby.
technically Momo kidnapped the baby.
Momo
By-
kidnapped the baby.
Listen,
Okay,
That was
listen. The baby
Momo.
kidnapped Momo.
yes,
Baby
there we go.
kidnapping. That's what Momo did.
Tom Tom was the queen of the episodes.
Tom Tom.
I crowned him queen of this set.
Solid.
But, like, Momo didn't choose the Tom Tom life. The Tom Tom life chose him.
Yeah.
And so I don't really think Momo can be blamed.
Fair.
If Aang had just fed Momo, Momo wouldn't have gone looking for food, and they wouldn't have accidentally gotten Tom Tom.
Oh,
So it's your fault. So it's your fault.
So Aang was righting the wrong at the end of the episode. There you go.
I just realized that's why he was eating berries, because he didn't get fed. I just thought he was just munching. But yeah, I get it.
Mean?
But that line
Sometimes-
when he was like, "I'll feed you
Sometimes-
later," I'm like, okay, animal abuse, but that's fine, whatever. Yeah.
Well, okay, the real animal abuse was Flopsy being all chained up and forced to work.
Flopsy.
True.
Very good to see Aang get Flopsy out of there.
I
Yep.
forgot. And then when Flopsy came in, my mom said, "Oh, look, a new ship."
Aang and Flopsy.
No,
No.
move on. Moving on. Moving on.
No, she meant Flopsy and like Appa.
Love triangle.
She was talking. That's what she said. That's what she said. She said love triangle. I forgot. She said it's a love triangle. I forgot. Thank you for reminding me. She said new ship, and then she said it's a love triangle.
No.
Yeah.
I love
No.
your mother, Nora.
I feel like her mom did it though because Nora was like, I try to ship the most ridiculous people, so her mom was like, okay, let me look.
People?
No, she
Question
said
mark.
every other character.
Let me look for the
I
most
just want to
ridiculous
point out
shit.
something really fast. So the podcast has gotten to the point where we're debating Nora's mom's ships of inhuman creatures.
Yeah.
And I don't think any other podcast can claim something like that. So thank you for putting us in S tier.
You're welcome.
Can we move on now?
No, I think we have to spend at least 50 more minutes on this.
I hate you.
15 or 50? Because I vote the latter.
So the logistics of this ship,
No.
because Appa and Flopsy live in different cities,
Are
it
you
would have to be long distance.
Are you implying long distance relationships can't
But are
work?
you also implying canoodling or just an
No,
episode?
no,
with
no,
the
no, no.
puppies?
Listen, let me say, I personally do not ship Momo and Appa because I think it's too obvious.
Ooh, that's a good point.
I think it's too obvious. I think they're better as companions, and I think Appa should remain single.
So
And
wait, you saying that they're better
Appa
as
be happy.
companions, so you don't ship them implies that you shipping Iroh and Appa is not
No.
a companionship.
Platonically.
listen, I ship them platonically, but I feel like that didn't need to be said because they're already friends. But Iroh and Appa aren't friends.
Okay.
All right,
So
moving
we
on.
got that sorted.
My phone fell. Sorry.
So the part we've largely been ignoring, the Aang side of the episode.
Oh yeah.
Oh right.
Aang was in this episode?
So the Aang and the gang sneak in through the sewers. Sokka has a bad time of it
Oh my gosh.
Poor thing.
You're gonna have a bad time.
and is attacked by the most adorable pentapusses in the world.
Love them. They were the queens.
I'm going to be honest. I think the pentapi are the cutest animals the show has.
Yeah,
Can
if they
I
made a
just say-
stuffed.
I was today years old when I realized that it's literally just like an octopus, but 5 instead of 8.
Yeah.
Wow,
That's
congratulations.
why
Oh.
they're called pentapus.
Oh, not you two.
Exactly.
Nora
You
just
see,
has a
Nora
mind.
and I are the
That
same
was Nora's second
wavelength.
mind blow of the episode.
My cat is even judging you.
I'm sorry.
No, you see, I just never thought about it.
Yo, I swear I'm not like playing dumb. And
I'm not there.
I
I
swear
have known if I had thought about it, but I had never thought about it.
exactly.
Like I
Thank
could have
you.
figured it out, but it never crossed my
you.
mind.
She understands.
You were more focused on the pentapox.
I
Cute
was
little
more
marks
focused
behind.
on, oh, they're cute and helpful. But yeah.
Yeah, by the way, they fake a plague in this episode, and boy, is that topical.
And they believe it.
Speaking of
That's
plague,
Oh, that's the other thing my mom said. They were walking
This
through
plagues-
the sewer, and she said they're gonna get coronavirus. And then he came out with the thing, and they did the whole sick thing, and she said, "What did I say?" And then the plague happened. She said, "What?"
Team
did I-"
Avatar does the coronavirus challenge. That's this episode.
Yeah. See, my mom had
So-
some hot takes, I think.
So yeah, Aang meets up with the rebels after a brief clash with May, even though he saved their lives. And the rebels let him know that King Boomy surrendered Omashu immediately when the Fire Nation.
To do nothing. I love Boomy.
I
Then
love
And the
nothing
fact that,
changed.
like,
Fire
at
Nation
the end of
attacked.
it all, Aang realized that he could still earthbend. He was like, "What are you doing then?"
He's just like, well, they
Yeah.
didn't cover my face.
And then he flexes his neck muscles, and then
He goes back
earth-bending
up.
noises.
Earthbending noises happen.
Oh, there goes Jarron with the happening.
That is a reference only.
Earthbending happens.
That is a reference only Kale will get on this podcast.
Oh man, did you stop doing it? Did you stop making things happen?
Okay, explanation time. We did it like an RPG. And sometimes when I got bored of fighting sequences, I just said in asterisks, fighting happens.
Okay, that wasn't sometimes, it was you didn't know how to write a fighting scene, and
Shut up,
neither
shut
did
up,
I.
shut up.
And
Shut up,
so
up.
every time there would be
You
a fighting
did
scene,
not.
he
Yeah.
would be like, fighting happens, and
You're the
Jason
kind
would
of
get absolutely furious.
He would.
Kind
He
of
sure
people
would.
Kicked out
And
of
you would also do
RP
stuff
guild.
like talking happens and stuff like that.
Oh.
Sounds like when George Lucas was writing the prequels.
This is what
and he
you
just
get for
wrote
bringing
fake
back
fight.
my
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Jarron,
this is what you get for bringing back my Dan and Phil phase, Jarron.
as a person who's a part of the RP community, I am ashamed.
I'm sorry. I don't know if y'all heard it, but Daniel threw shade. Daniel threw.
What did he
shade.
say? Oh, about George Lucas.
Yeah.
I love the prequels, don't at me.
I like the prequels too.
The third one is now my second favorite, but for a while it was my favorite.
I haven't watched it yet, but I like the other two.
Oh, okay.
Good thing Avatar
Well,
doesn't have
anyway.
a prequel.
Avatar.
I cannot believe Jarron would just say fighting happens.
Listen, I was like,
He
it
would
was a
get
different
banned.
time.
it was a different
You know,
time. I was
It was
like,
a different Jarron.
If
It
nothing
was
else,
the same Jarron, but it was a
Jarron
different.
younger and
Like,
stupider.
the guilds I was in. They would be like, they would like remove him and then they would ban him.
Hey,
say,
it could have been worse. It could have been.
if nothing else, you can't just say, and then fighting happens when it comes to the show.
That's
Yep.
true.
Getting us back on track.
This
The
show
fight
has
in this
beautiful
episode
fighting
Had
sequences.
a lot of moving pieces.
Mm-hmm.
It really did.
Because they established chi blocking, Azula going after the Avatar now that she's realized she and then Boomy's whole thing about maybe not fighting. How about that?
Yeah, that'll show him.
Nothing.
Conquer my city in your face, Fire Nation. This is a case where the plot is like, no, we can't have Boomy be the earthbending teacher, but
Honestly, there's a lot packed into this episode.
so much.
I
Having
mean, honestly,
Boomy be,
though,
What are the next episodes?
continue your thought, Jarron.
having Boomy be the teacher would be way too good for anything. And even though I'd like the show, it would be
very easy.
very
That's what
easy.
I was about to say. It would have been too easy.
And the past
Boomy is
Wouldn't have
such
been
a,
interesting.
kind of building it up.
also, I think if Boomy was in it too much, he'd get annoying. He's a great character every now and then.
Yeah, like if he had
That's
like
the-
joined the traveling party, I feel like
It'd
that
be
would
too
be
much.
for every single episode.
I think
Speak
Sokka
for-
would
Oh, Aang, look at this fish!
He wouldn't do
Boomy was
anything.
supposed to be-
honestly.
Yeah, we're supposed to be learning how to fight the Fire Nation. I
feel
know,
like
but this
Boomy and
fish.
Appa would have been great friends.
Don't give her any ideas.
Oh, I'm
Um,
giving her ideas. We're speaking telepathically right now.
I was in the episode
I'm
that y'all
wondering
were
if
watching.
Boomy knew Op 100 years ago. I feel like
Yeah,
they
they
were
probably didn't know each other. Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
I think
Yeah,
they
no.
would socialize and like pull pranks together, but I think Appa is more chill than Boomy.
I think
Well-
they would balance each other out, and I
That's
think
true.
that they would have like an understanding between each other. Like, they would be able to say something, and then the other would just like, nod or
I think-
something. They would exchange looks, and just
I think Appa and Iroh are best friends, but like Appa and Boomy are like those like I'll see you in a month and we'll go crazy, hit the night out kind
No.
of
they
friends.
need to be in a buddy cop film, just like Sokka and Chong.
Chong.
Appa and Boomy should be in a buddy cop film.
Let's make it happen, people. Let's make
Fan fiction.
I just want to say that the episodes y'all are watching next are
Wait, which
I'm
ones are you
excited.
plus.
like titles?
Okay, they are The Swamp, Avatar Day, and The Blind Bandit.
Ooh,
Honestly, Avatar Day, it
You're
didn't
spoiling.
as a good one,
Yeah.
but it did.
We haven't even finished talking about these episodes.
Just
Let's say
You're spoiling. You're
I'm
spoiling.
not spoiling.
You are adding too much salt to the
Olivia
flavor.
literally talking about the next episodes.
I didn't say anything. I just said
Flavor.
I liked the way it
Too
ended.
spicy. Zonk
Okay.
zoo it. Zonk.
So,
Olivia, I'm gonna send you a sketch called Spoiler Alert later.
So I do want to say about Return to Amashu. I love that the show is not shying away from real change happening in the world.
oh yes.
Because they
Yeah.
New Ozai.
basically, the only Earth Kingdom city left, the only big one, is Ba Sing Se now. And that's sort of a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We keep hearing
raises the
about Ba
stakes.
Sing Se. We keep hearing about Ba Sing Se. I assume we go there later, right?
Possibly.
Well,
Okay.
They didn't set it up for nothing. How about that?
All right, fair. I'll give you that.
But they're definitely not heading there right now because the main
No.
is finding a new earthbending teacher since after 3 episodes of hyping it up to be Boomy, it weren't Boomy.
this whole like book 1, book 2, book 3 thing makes just so much more sense to me now
Yeah,
because
it is set up that way.
he like mastered the waterbending the first season, but they like tried to give him a fire instructor. So I've always thought, oh well, he got a little bit of fire bending, but there was like 0 earth bending. He better get on it. And then they did all this earth bending
But-
this episode. I was like, well, I guess they're making up for it. But now
You knew the show was going to run for 3 seasons, right?
Yeah.
Well, we got
Laura, I love you so much.
Aang's first earthbending was actually in the Avatar state when he decimated the military base and all the people living there.
That's right. You're right.
So we've started earthbending.
Yeah, we have. You're right. You were right.
Okay, so I'm going to assume that the movie, the live-action movie,
No.
I'm going to assume it was going to be like a planned trilogy with each movie covering a season.
It had a sequel
supposed to
which was
be.
hilarious.
It was supposed to be, but then everyone hated it, and
Oh.
so it didn't get a sequel.
I love it when like movies try to do a sequel tease and it goes absolutely nowhere. Like when they're trying to either
So
Well,
the
this-
sequel tease in the Last Airbender movie was literally just the season 2 setup from the final episode of season 1 with Azula and stuff. Except they cast like a 7-year-old girl to be Azula, and it was
What?
hilarious. It was the dumbest thing.
oh dear.
I mean, Azula does seem older as an animated character than she is, but like,
But-
she's a little
but-
bit older than 7.
It was hilarious.
Honestly,
I
like if
like-
Dora the Explorer it like replaced Azula,
Exactly. But
She
Like-
picked up on the Diego
like,
thing.
they were like,
Oh no.
They
Kill doesn't know about the Diego thing.
7.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Nor, would you like to explain?
Yeah,
I'm
Would you like to
so
explain
intrigued.
yourself?
the very first podcast we did on this. I love how this episode's also become like us reflecting on things previously done in the podcast. But on
What
the
if we
very-
did a?
This is it. This is the reflection.
Oh, this is the clip show.
This is your one chance.
But the very first podcast on The Last Airbender, they were talking, and I think we commented something about the animation, and I was like, "It's good, but it reminds me of Go Diego Go." And they went, "I'm sorry," and I was like, "I don't know why, but just look at Diego and then look at Sokka and then tell me." I mean, I didn't say that, but I did pull up a picture of Go Diego Go, and that's what I was thinking. So
Oh my gosh. I didn't. Can I just say something I thought about while rewatching these? I didn't remember how high Aang's voice was. Like, I just, like, because I was so young when I watched it before,
Mhm.
I, like, just straight up didn't remember his voice was so high.
It's like Sora.
He's a young boy.
Well, and like Sora,
I was.
his voice sounds like it's starting to change a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit, but just barely.
I like the voice acting for Azula.
Yeah, that's Gray. Yeah, she's awesome. She's a
Love
very
her.
talented voice actor who's been in just about everything.
She has really good dynamics,
Like
and, she,
Tara Strong.
and some of
Yeah.
those lines could be cheesy, but the way she delivers them
Sounds
sounds
very menacing.
sincere.
So
and
dang good.
Sure. Yeah,
That's why we stand quality voice acting.
we do stand quality voice.
Which means
acting.
we stand the entirety of the show.
We do.
That
Yeah.
is true.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I think we've got everything, unless you guys had final notes on any of the episodes.
Secret tunnel.
I was about to say that, you dumb butt.
So, Nora's job to sing us out every episode. I think I know the song she'll pick.
Secret
Okay.
Kel, Nora sings us out at every episode. At the end.
Okay.
I'm gonna sing backup for you, but it's gonna be
Okay.
really bad.
Do it.
Okay. So I don't really know what to fully sing about, other than the fact that there were really funny moments in this episode, and there were some weird stuff and some things that happened. Things happened.
They sure happened.
Anyway, secret tunnel.
Oh,
Tunnel.
secret tunnel.
Through the mountains.
Secret.
Secret tunnel.
Oh.
And die.